What do they do? And I want to talk about crystal skulls. What are they? Where did they come from? Get a lot of people asking me, what about crystals? Are they programmable? What do they do? Crystals work by way of electromagnetics. They work by radiation, by infraction, by electricity. They utilize cosmic wavelengths. The ancient peoples knew this thousands of years before civilizations had started in the Americas and in Egypt and Sumeria. You guys probably heard of Atlantis. I'm going to delve into Atlantis and what crystal skulls are used for. In order to understand the crystal skulls, we have to understand the Maya. The Maya were practitioners of what's called the Toltec religion. Like Don Miguel Ruiz, he's a Toltec. Or Carlos Castaneda, you can look at some of their books. They talk about the events that are happening now. You see, the Western archaeologists got the dates wrong. 2020 was the end of the old world. As you guys can all see, we're living it now. Look at this epidemic, this pandemic. Who was ready for it? No one was ready for it. It wasn't a war like we thought it was. It was a war of health. So 2020 is when the two gods of death from the underworld would come and meet. These two gods are Saturn and Pluto. And guess when they both touched? The middle of February. So in the middle of February, they were lining up at a 0-degree point, right? Going into the signs of Capricorn, which is the destruction of big business and corporations and economies. That's what's happening. So the Maya got it right. The Maya, like the Inca and the Aztec. So the Maya and Aztec are a little different. The Aztec were definitely more warring, where the Maya were less warring, but the softest of the people from where they came from were directly on the Yucatán peninsula, and they traced their origins back to Mu, or Atlantis. There were many land masses. There was Poseida, there was Mu, there was Dwarka. These peoples who brought the Toltec information, the Toltec wisdom to South and Central America were known as the Maya, okay? So the Maya had advanced sciences. They had mathematics, they had astronomy, they had astrology. A lot of it was destroyed, unfortunately, the Mayan Codex, along with many other sacred texts when the Spaniards came in. I know. They said that the time when the Spaniards came foretold events of catastrophe when Pluto and Saturn were lining up again. So you see, the Mayan calendar is extremely accurate. The Maya understood the land, they understood the earth. They used to program crystals. They got all of this technology from Atlantis. There were 13 crystal skulls, 13 for the 13 Mayan tribes, the 13 chiefs, okay? That's why there were 13 steps on major pyramids in like Palenque and Chichen Itza and parts of Tulum, where you could see these beautiful constructs today. You cannot replicate these buildings anymore, much like the pyramids of Giza. These serve as electromagnetic centers of the earth. They work with the geocentric gravitational energies. So geomagnetism, it pulls grids towards creating a vortex, right? So when you go to these places, you feel charged up. You could dive into a cenote, get purified like the ancient Toltec. During the fall of Atlantis, this is an underwater city, by the way. There are many underwater cities. The Earth was at a different precession of the equinox. So that means every 26,500 years or so, the Earth does a slight tilt. This changes the magnetism of the Earth and how the sun's waves impact us here on Earth. The Maya, the Inca, the Aztec, their forefathers or foremothers, they came from Atlantis and Mu. And it was written in the Mayan Codex that before they left, they took with them 13 crystal skulls. Crystal skulls can be programmed with memory. So when all of these skulls are brought together, you could literally unlock the secrets of the ancient past, which includes sacred geometry, mathematics, connection to the fifth dimension, so on and so forth, access to aliens and angels and beings beyond, because the Atlanteans and the lived in harmony one time, and they unlocked the secrets to outstanding scientific revelations, which enhanced all of the people. So when Atlantis and Lemuria and Mu and Poseidon all fell, the people scattered across the known lands. This legend is also told in the Viking myths as well. You can read them in the Prose Edda. It speaks about the same story. So too in the Bhagavad Gita and in the Vedas, it talks about a big flood and destruction. The Maya knew this as well. So in Central and South America, there are still crystal skulls being kept by the elders there, who are the knowers of ancient Toltec and Atlantean secrets. So holding on to the knowledge of the ancient world meant preserving the memories in these crystal skulls. These work like hard drives. That's the best way that I can describe it. When they're all brought together through meditation, 13 of the elders sit around in a circle. The center skull is held in the middle, like 12 tribes of Israel, and then the Messiah in the center. The story is always following us historically, and the center, the elder in the middle would receive downloads from the 13 serpents who, according to legend, founded the Yucatán peninsula, from where the Maya, the Inca, the Aztec, the Zapotec, the Mixtec, they all derive from. It was believed that the serpent god Quetzalcoatl, also known as Viracocha, gave the Maya the knowledge of the ancient world to preserve the integrity of their teachings. So your spine has crystal inside of it. Your saliva has crystal inside of it. Everything is programmable. Your water, the water in your body is crystalline, So we've proven scientifically that everything can crystallize. Everything develops a pattern. And so the same way that's worked by intention is the same way you can program a crystal skull. I haven't named him yet. He's kind of cute. He's a fluorite crystal skull. So these are really cool tools to work with to activate your meditations. Peace and love.